Most people don't know how to stick to an exercise program. That is probably the number one issue with most people. And here's the problem that people have with their commitment to exercise. They don't know that it can be broad and specific. I want to exercise 6 times this week. Versus specific and specific. I want to do 6 miles 6 times this week. And the person who does not know the difference between setting a broad and specific and a specific and specific goal can get this all tangled up and actually really regret how they spend their time. Here's an example. You overslept. You have kids or job or whatever it is, you wake up, you're tired, you don't get out the door, you can't get your miles in, maybe you only do 4 miles. At the end of the week, you're 2 miles short because of that day. You go, man, I didn't hit my goal. Because it was specific, it was 36 miles. Where if it was broad but specific, you would say, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to push to reach 6 miles, but my goal is to just wake up and make sure that I get as many miles as I can in by this time period. And this completely changes your frame of reference because psychologically it changes your commitment. And it changes how you narrate your experience afterwards. If you tell yourself a specific and specific goal, I'm going to eat under 2,000 calories, or I'm going to eat under 3,000 calories, or I'm going to eat under 1,200 calories. That's very specific. Every day. Rather than having a broad and specific goal. I'm going to aim for under 2,000, but I'm going to do my best. It's broad. I'm going to aim under it. But it's specific enough to saying, here's my point of reference. I'm going to aim somewhere around that target, but if I go over it, that's okay, because it's still within my broad goal. This person who has a broad but specific goal for nutrition versus the person who has a specific and specific goal can act completely different, can have completely different reactions depending on their outcomes. We've all had this before. Right? Have you ever set a goal for yourself or had a commitment for yourself and you fell short? And you fell short so many times that you had to revise your goal? You had to revise it in such a way that you had to explain it to yourself. You had to explain, how can I be committed to this thing, my health, my nutrition or movement or whatever the case may be, and yet make it okay that I don't achieve it? Right? Because something happens. You were supposed to do, 30 minutes of abs. You only did 20. Well, it was a very specific and specific goal. 20 minutes of abdominal exercises. I needed to do these 6 exercises in those 20 minutes. And I only got 4, and I only did it for 18 minutes. Well, unless that's a broad goal, the way you're going to evaluate it based on your standards is as a missed mark. So it really matters how you frame your commitment to yourself. Your health goals, how you frame them will determine your energy towards them. But I also want to talk about something else that I find to be really important under this subject. Whether you have a specific and specific goal or a broad and specific goal, sometimes you just can't reach it. Your ankle, knee, or back hurts and you need to change your workouts. You chose to eat somebody else's food, or you didn't have enough time to eat, so you ate something else out of character for yourself. Something that threw you off the path. Well, that is a problem. And I just want to suggest to you that you don't use that missed mark to beat yourself up. It happens. It happens to you, it happens to me, it happens to everyone that I have ever met in my whole life. We've all missed a mark a time or two. But it's really how you narrate that moment and going forward that matters the most. How you take your energy, where you take it into next. Do you persecute your environment? God, if it wasn't for that happening, then I wouldn't. Do you have remorse? I wish I wouldn't have eaten that. I only ate it because I wasn't able to get to any other food. Or I wish that I would not have committed to going to see this person because then I couldn't take care of myself. We've all set a target, set a goal, had a part of a project that rested on us, that we were accountable for, that we just couldn't achieve. And so yes, there are different kinds of commitments, and if you have the energy, you know why you're doing it, you can marshal forth that energy to get done what's important to you, but you still fall short for reasons outside of your control. It's during that moment how you talk to yourself. That's really important because that's going to set the tone for that event and future events when that's inevitably going to happen. So I ask you to try to find within yourself the way to say, it's all right that I missed it, and I'm going to do better next time, and every day you're going to do better. Put that goal back in front of you. Take what you learned, but don't take too much. Sometimes it's best to forgive, forget, move on, and move forward. That was an isolated occurrence. In life, we're all trying to find balance. Balance in our commitments, and balance to what feels good for us. So if you have a movement program, if you have a nutrition program and a meditation program, then I think that's pretty successful. And it doesn't have to be too perfect. So if you enjoyed this video, please check out more on my YouTube channel, dominicsessa.com. Sign up for my newsletter, my Instagram. Hope you like this video and many more. I'll talk to you soon.